I've spent a decade taking a bite out of conspiracy theories, unraveling urban legends, and grappling with worldwide top secret issues.
I've even racked up some of their awards.
Wow, I mean, first of all, what a question.
Journalism is about telling the truth, all while ferreting out the bottom line.
I'm a Harrison Hellraiser.
My mission is to inform viewers
Who want to get to the truth within the unknown.
on all topics, controversial, bizarre, and taboo.
Taught generations how to view the world in a positive way.
Yes, I have.
I know that, and your humility is the part that's really exciting.
Interviewing movers and shakers, agitators and muckrakers,
That doesn't answer my question. That is all I'm answering.
With me, Terry Harrison, as your guide.
Harrison with you, asking you the following question. The new definition of conundrum. You have two candidates, but both are somewhat undelicious. But you have to pick one. Which one are you going to pick, and why? Straight ahead.
I've spent a decade.
I want to invite you on a one-time only special trip to be one of the first people to sail to Cuba in 50 years. With interior cabins for a week-long, 5-star luxury cruise ship voyage around the entire island of Cuba with multiple port calls starting at only $16.98. Be among the first in 50 years to see Cuba while it's still the Cuba that people talk about. Harrison with you. You are watching Goharrison on KPFK 90.7 FM in Los Angeles, on WCOBM.com, where we also have a huge Facebook footprint. Make sure you go to WCOBM.com and check out the Facebook page where you'll see, many hundreds of thousands of you, if not millions of you, rewatching these videos down the road. I want to introduce to you a couple of new friends of mine, and the reason I brought them on is that they're patriots, they're political activists, but we never get to hear from people who are younger. And when I say that, I'm talking about on CNN or MSNBC or Fox or wherever. It's just pundits and geezers talking about the world. Well, you see, the problem is, climate change, the jury's out. And then if you're actually stuck on this planet, this spinning, rotating orb for another 70 years, you might actually have a little skin in the game. Yes, knock wood. Wood is good. I had wood this morning when I woke up. And then you've got these two candidates. One is Donald Trump. The other is Hillary Clinton. I say Hillary Clinton, I watch you wince. I say Donald Trump, you wince a little bit too. But we're kind of stuck with A or B. Neither is actually what you want.
Yes.
You're stuck here. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm not with her. I can say that to start.
Yeah,
but,
Joey
yes,
and
Joey.
Stevie, twins. How do you like that?
Well, I feel like we're always
Yes.
given the lesser of two evils in the political system for the longest time. In a perfect world, if John F. Kennedy could run again and manifest again, that would be the ideal choice. But that's another conversation.
But it's funny because that is what everyone wants.
Yes.
All we want is just JFK, just dig him up.
Yes, please.
Put some steroids in there, lube, make it upright, turn into a puppet, whatever. It's all anybody wants, and neither of these are that. Donald Trump, just in the last recent memory here, has picked yet another guy from Breitbart who loves the American Family Association. I mean, this is a fascist organization, these fundamentalist Christian organizations, and while Donald Trump says, it's not me, I don't believe any of this, but my entire cabinet are going to be burning crosses on people's lawns, but it's not me, it's a way to get away with that stuff. It's because he knows his audience. Likewise, Hillary Clinton, and we were talking earlier about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP, and the whole bait and switch. Her hunger and appetite for power is so unquenchable, So both are really the same person. It's business.
Yeah.
It's business. But here's the thing. You are a mammal. you eat food, you take a dump, you have sex. They're not interested unless you're going to pay for it. And if you can't afford to pay for it, under Donald, you're screwed. Under Hillary, you're screwed. So what do we do?
Well, what do we? That's the problem. That's why we're sitting here. But I think the way to solve most of the problems is educating yourself. For the first part, many people don't read. We just watch the mainstream media. My generation, unfortunately, probably gets most of their media from Instagram memes and Facebook ads. I mean, we're complete mammals of regurgitation of just quick little snippets, and nobody's really formulating opinions for themselves. So I think the first step to revolution in any sense, consciously, is education and informing yourself. You inform yourself, then you're then able to have a conversation, and they say like ideas are bulletproof. It spreads like wildfire. So education's key, but we're at a crunch time in this country because we are at a political crossroads where I believe this country's heading in a drastic direction almost any way you cut the pie. And it's tough because you want to vote. I want to exercise my right to vote, even though I'm not registered at the moment. But at the same time, it's like, where do you go?
We're talking to two twins here, Joey and Stevey Bliven, and they are like normal people. They're 28 years old. They're stuck on this planet. We almost never get to hear their voices, where they stand, and why they're looking at the world the way they look. And we're going to talk to your twin now and say, yes, JFK is a great template. And you weren't alive when he was alive. In fact, we're talking black and white film. So this is a long time ago. He's a historical artifact for you. Yet, you know all about him. You know what he stood for. This is what you would like. How do you think we should motivate either of these two politicians to be more like that?
To motivate? I mean, like I said, it comes down to self-education first. And what I like about Kennedy is just, you had two candidates now that, I mean, I did like a lot of what Trump said. He's not polished. He's not, what we had a conversation in the coffee shop yesterday. It would be bad if he got in, because if you have someone like that and you have 3/4, probably 90% of the world as enemies already, which wouldn't be good.
2 billion.
2 billion
Imagine
as enemies
having,
already.
before you're even president, 2 billion Muslims hate you.
Yeah.
And you're not even in office yet.
But then you go to Clinton, and then it's just like,
it's more of the
it's
same.
kind of a slap
It's a different kind of hate,
face,
though.
Yeah.
It's more like a rash, So both of them are cyanide, but one of them is a slow kill, the other is a fast kill. Yeah. Hillary is not, the plot of her play is not to exterminate you necessarily. It's just to get the Clinton business done. With him, imagine he goes to Congress and he goes, you know what, tomorrow we're going to fucking, and they're like, well, we're going to vote and we're going to filibuster you. And then he does what Hitler did with the Enabling Act, and we just disarm this idea of democracy and all these goober smoochers who are going to stand up and say bullshit to Trump, and that's the end of that, and we have a full-on dictator. And you know what? The Germans, out of the German playbook of 1928, 1933, 1934, same thing we saw in history. They started saying, well, Hitler is really a moderate. He's really a nice fella. He's just saying this because it's politically expedient. Just wait till he's in. Then you're going to see a great guy. And now we're at that place with Trump. He's only kidding. But it's what you say. It's like you make a law. I was just kidding, but it's the law. It still becomes real for people.
I'm honestly more worried about Pence than I am Trump.
Right?
Because
right?
it's an establishment strategic move. Just look at Lyndon Baines Johnson with John F. Kennedy. We all know what happened there.
Right.
So I'm almost, and it doesn't even make sense though. I mean, look at Hillary's pick. I'm scratching my head. It's like there's strategy going on. Nothing's making sense. But I'm just like, let the games begin. It's entertaining to me more than anything else. Like, I just want to watch the debates because it's going to be like a
rock of soccer robots.
It's entertainment. The American political system's entertainment for me at this point in my life.
So, any solution? We have these two.
Well, we need to stop arguing. We need to. I think the left and the right. I think there's a big misconception. Like, generically speaking, if someone on the left versus someone on the right, it doesn't mean someone on the right doesn't care about specific things someone on the left doesn't care about, and vice versa. I think the agendas and the narratives are being pushed to where if you say you're for this policy or that policy, it doesn't mean that I don't care about the things you care about, and vice versa. You get what I mean? I think there needs to be, as humans, we need to come together. Like Kennedy, you know, I think Kennedy brought people. He brought people in the middle. He cared about the human race, human population. He cared about what was best for America, not for special interests. He was against the wars. I think we need to bring. It's about love. I think we just need to bring love back.
Wow.
And understanding and accepting, because this is 2016. And for racism and homophobia to even be a thing anymore, it's childish. I think it really comes down to is just treating your neighbor like you want to be treated. I mean, that's where we need to start. I think it's maturity too, because I feel like you can agree or disagree with somebody and still be their friends. I mean, there's people in my family, there's best friends I have, like, we will never agree on things, but at the end of the day, I want to love them. We shouldn't cast people out because their political views differ than ours. Because guess what? After whoever the next puppet is gets in, everybody's going to get along anyways. We got to go along to get along. It's all about working and just smiling and having a good time. So it's just like, we got to be mature, and like we shouldn't hold like things above people's heads because we look at the world differently. Like, we have to look at the world as humans and do what's best for the human race, and that's the bottom line.
What a great way to end. I want to thank you guys, Joey and Stevey Bliven. What a perfect thing, because you really crystallized what I think most of us want. Can't we all just get along? They've been singing it, saying it, writing it in poetry for decades. Right. It's the bottom line.
Absolutely.
Like 327 million Americans, if you boil it down, it's like, look, let me just take a nap, have a nice meal, pet my dog, leave me alone. It's pretty straightforward.
We're America. We should have set the example for that.
There we go. Well, you guys are here for a long time, so it's your job.
Hopefully.
We're going to turn it all over to you and make you completely responsible for the future. Poof, done.
Absolutely. Got it.
All right, thank you so much.
Awesome, man.
Harrison with you. This is Goharrison.
From Hollywood, this is Harrison.
Harrison with you, asking you the following question. The new definition of conundrum. You have two candidates, but both are somewhat undelicious. But you have to pick one. Which one are you going to pick, and why? Straight ahead.
I've spent a decade.
I want to invite
To get to the truth within the unknown.
on all topics, controversial, bizarre, and taboo.
You've taught generations how to view the world in a positive way.
Yes, I have.
I know that, and your humility is the part that's really exciting.
Interviewing movers and shakers, agitators and muckrakers,
That doesn't answer my question. That is all I'm answering.
With me, Terry Harrison, as your guide. I've spent a decade taking a bite out of conspiracy theories, unraveling urban legends, and grappling with worldwide top secret issues.
I've even racked up some of their awards.
Wow, I mean, first of all, what a question.
Journalism is about telling the truth, all while ferreting out the bottom line.
I'm a Harrison Hellraiser.
My mission is to inform viewers
Who want you on a one-time only special trip to be one of the first people to sail to Cuba in 50 years. With interior cabins for a week-long, 5-star luxury cruise ship voyage around the entire island of Cuba with multiple port calls starting at only $16.98. Be among the first in 50 years to see Cuba while it's still the Cuba that people talk about. Harrison with you. You are watching Goharrison on KPFK 90.7 FM in Los Angeles, on WCOBM.com, where we also have a huge Facebook footprint. Make sure you go to WCOBM.com and check out the Facebook page where you'll see, many hundreds of thousands